I had the opportunity to sit down the other day with Dr. Art Markman, professor of psychology and marketing, University of Texas at Austin, to explore these issues. Let's go to that interview now.
I mean, first of all, if you think about it, the way evolution works is that we take the basic mechanisms and then we build stuff on top of it.
Okay.
So all of the really sophisticated abilities that we have to reason, to tell stories about things, they're actually built on top of all of the same machinery that deer and rats and mice have. And deep down, a lot of what motivates us is still those kinds of basic needs that are motivating all of these other animals. And so the fact that we can then tell great stories about it doesn't change the way that we react to things.
Okay, so we may have this really sophisticated, hardwired brain, but now we are adding this concept of money.
Right.
And this is where our primitive brains can get us in a lot of trouble. That machinery that you've described is built to protect us, right?
That's right. Yeah.
And so, but then when you bring in this abstract concept for a lot of people of money, how do our wires get crossed? Why doesn't it work?
Right. So think about what happens. So money is this great concept in which instead of having to trade things, so you're going to give me 3 goats for 12 bushels of corn or something.
Right.
Now we have this uniform kind of currency that we can use across every transaction. Now that's fantastic, but that brain, that motivational brain deep inside, it's still dealing with what's here and now.
Right.
And so it doesn't really understand those abstract concepts. And so now, if there's something you really want in this moment, now the money doesn't really compute on that, which is why people may overspend for something they really want. On the other hand, when something goes wrong, now they just want to run away from it, which is a great thing to do if it's a tiger.
Right, right.
But if it's a market loss or something like that, running away may not be such a great reaction, and yet your motivational system is still trying to get you to do the same thing. And that's where that incompatibility comes in, and that's where you really need to slow yourself down. Because one of the things about the way that the brain works is that this motivational set of centers, it operates really quickly.
To get you out of trouble.
Right. So it gives you an immediate reaction. So that gut reaction, which can be so useful in many situations, is often going to lead you astray when it comes to things related to money. That's where you need to slow down, because that impulse purchase, I want it now, may be incompatible with your long-term goals for money. And those things that are frightening you may also create reactions that keep you from doing the right thing. So whenever it comes to money, one of the things you want to do is just slow down.
All right, takeaway number 1, slow down your decision making when it relates to your money. And you beat me to it, and I'll put the label on it because I was going to ask you about the fight or flight response that our primitive brain, that I kind of think of it like a core. You use the idea of the things being layered on.
Yeah.
So this core brain's going to react very quickly, get us out of dodge, get us out of trouble. We're either going to fight or fly and get out of there. But if we slow down, does that give our higher thinking, our frontal cortex, these massive, wonderful lobes up front, chance to work?
Yeah, so it does 2 things. The first is, so here we have this urge to run away from whatever it is because we're frightened by something that's going on. So the first thing that happens is the frontal lobes of your brain, sort of the stuff that's above your eyes, what happens with that is it inhibits, it stops that impulse to run away. Now that gives you a chance to think a little bit more before you act, and now you can begin to tell a story about what the right thing to do is.